Good afternoon, everyone on the East Coast, and good morning, everyone on the West Coast. Thank you for joining Sony in our what'll be our first of a series of webinars in response to the COVID tragedy and in an effort to maintain contact with our resellers, integration, and channel partners. It'll allow us to provide you with a consistent flow of information on our products and solutions. My name is John Garmendi. I'm Business Development Manager with the Professional Solutions Group here in New Jersey. And just wanted to mention one item of a housekeeping nature. We'll have questions. You can see there's a drop down there for you to send in questions, and at the end of the presentation, we'll address your questions. And there's also a handout that we've prepared. As you can look on the control panel, there's a drop down for handouts, and we've got a PDF there for you that you can reference after the presentation. Today, to kick off the series, we're going to give you a brief overview of our Pro BRAVIA display lineup and an exciting announcement of our latest third-party alliance that will enable easy access to video conferencing through a number of different services. This afternoon, I'd like to introduce our presenter, Kiana Pompa. She is a sales support engineer in our Western Zone, and also wanted to mention that in upcoming weeks, we'll be covering a number of topics, including further information on our BRAVIA Pro displays and solutions that are made specifically for our BRAVIA large screen displays, TOS workplace management solutions, an overview of our 3D LCD laser projectors, our PTZ cameras, our 4K SXRD laser projectors, our crystal LED direct view displays, and our beamforming microphone technology, among others. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kiana, and she'll present on today's topic.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, John, for the introduction. By now you know that my name is Kiana Pompa, and for those of you on the West Coast, I am your local contact for all the products you just saw on the previous slide. Please do not hesitate to use me as your resource if you have questions on a specific product or would just like to talk to a live human being. For today, we will be focusing on our Pro BRAVIA displays and how they can be paired with Logitech devices to create video conferencing solutions. So let's jump straight into it. Pro BRAVIA offers a complete lineup from 43 inches all the way up to 85 inches, and now added to our line a 98-inch 8K with all common feature sets that include 24/7 operation, a 3-year standard warranty with an available 5-year extension. This is a high brightness 4K display with excellent picture quality and color accuracy. We have customizable Pro settings, a touchscreen overlay available for interactive whiteboard and annotation ranging from 55 inches all the way to 85 inches, access to the Google Play Store, and even built-in support for HTML5 and Android custom software applications. So I know that was a lot of features for a single display. For future Technology Tuesday weeks, we will be going over new solutions that are integrated into our Pro BRAVIA platform. But for today, we have chosen to discuss the Pro BRAVIA and Logitech strategic alliance in hopes that it can address current needs in today's social distancing environment. The following information has been attached as a handout on this webinar, so you will have a list of all the products recommended by room size. The solution has been tested and verified, and with the combination of Logitech and Sony, we can provide quality assurance for video conferencing platforms of your choice, whether that be Microsoft, Google, or Zoom. There are 2 ways to create the solution. The first one is using your own device to launch a meeting. This will require an HDMI input into the BRAVIA and a Logitech camera solution of your choice based on room size. Please keep in mind that you are able to mix and match products as you see fit, but we do have templates based on small, medium, or large conference rooms that will be discussed in upcoming slides. So my second scenario is the Pro BRAVIA integrated with the Logitech tab, a mini PC, and a conferencing camera. Once you have set up your mini PC for a specific video conferencing solution like Google, Microsoft, or Zoom, you can simply start your meeting directly from the tab controller with one touch. You'll be able to view the participants and shared content directly from your BRAVIA display. Now that you have knowledge of these two setup scenarios, these are the recommended room templates based on room size. We have 3 configurations to address small, medium, and large rooms as a reference guide. Here at Sony, we know that one size might not always fit all. So please keep in mind that we are not offering a bundle solution, but instead giving you the freedom to build out a meeting room for your specific application using these templates as a reference guide. Each product has a separate model number and can be purchased through the corresponding manufacturer. But if you need help building out a room, please reach out to me, your local sales support engineer, or your Sony account manager. Great. So now that you know how to use your BRAVIA display with Logitech video conferencing solutions, you might be wondering, how do I set this up on my BRAVIA display correctly? We wanted this solution to be as easy as possible, so all that really is required is an HDMI input into your BRAVIA display. However, I'm going to show you a simple way to optimize your BRAVIA display for meeting room use with the help of our one-step settings in the BRAVIA menu. So at this portion of the presentation, I'm actually going to switch over to a live view of my BRAVIA display. So give me a second. So again, this is a live view of my display here in my home office. So One-Step Settings is an app we provide on your home menu. If you don't see it in your menu, the first initial time you open up your BRAVIA display, you can add the app here as a shortcut. Once you add the app, it'll be here on your dashboard, and all you have to do is click on it. In the menu, it offers 2 setting methods, either meeting room use and signage use. And conveniently, it lists all of the adjustments that we're going to do as a list, so you know exactly what you're doing. So in this use case, we're just going to click on meeting room use, and it'll just work in the background to adjust those settings. So all that we're essentially doing here is ensuring the display is optimized for the resolution of your PC over in HDMI. But instead of toggling through each of the menus, this one-click solution enables all these features for you. And of course, we know and we are aware that every user is different. It might need additional customization. So in a follow-up Tech Tuesday, I'll be going over our pro settings in depth for custom applications like enabling a power schedule, wake-on signal, or automatic input switching. But looks like our one-step setup has been successfully completed, and just like that, you're done and able to use your Logitech device over HDMI. So I would like to open it up for question and answer portion of the webinar. Please use your chat window to submit your questions. But before I do, I'd like to point out the resources available to you. Your screen is displaying our product website, but most importantly, the BRAVIA Knowledge Center. This site gives you access to all things BRAVIA, like CAD drawings, guides, how-tos, other add-on solutions. So at this time, do we have any questions, John?
Thank you, Kiana. Yes, we have our first question is from Bill, and he asks, are there any bundles available for this product?
So no, currently we would just still purchase your product separately from each product manufacturer. The template attached in the handout will help you build the meeting rooms based on the size and can be easily adjusted to include additional technologies, for example, a larger display set. But if you need help building a specific room, again, don't hesitate to reach out to me, your local sales support engineer, or your account manager.
Great. We have a second question from Brian, and Brian asks, is there anything unique about the BRAVIA displays that make them compatible with the Logitech products?
So we teamed up in part, with our alliance with Logitech. We made sure that the BRAVIA, again, performs at the level that the platforms, Microsoft, Zoom, what have you, work together. So it just provides an excellent picture quality. So other than testing and verifying, we ensure that all of those systems work in harmony together. So that would be the uniqueness of it.
Great, thank you. And we have a follow-up question. Is there any special login required to access the BRAVIA Knowledge Center?
That is an excellent question. No, there is no specific login information. You go to the site and you can access all the information there for you, and you can download all the CAD drawings. No login required.
We have a question from Chris who asks, what is the brightness of the Sony BRAVIA monitors?
Sure. So from 55 inches and above, we're at 620 nits. For the 43 and 49, we're at 505 nits.
Great, thank you. Another question here regarding touchscreen overlays. And this is from Al, how easy is it to install an overlay on an existing monitor, and how many touch points are there on the overlays? Also, what technology is the overlay using?
Okay, so it's an IR 10-point touch, and it's pretty easy to set up. It just comes, it's a piece of glass with a bezel on it that attaches with brackets. To be quite honest with you, I have a 43-inch at home, and I can put a touchscreen overlay on it in less than 5 minutes. The longest process to actually screw it on. Of course, with bigger sizes, it might take you a little bit longer, but it is fairly easy. Am I missing any part of that question, John?
No, I think you answered all the parts of the question. Thank you very much. We have a question from James. He asks, is the 98-inch able to mount in portrait and landscape?
Yes, sorry if I didn't have it in my previous slide, but all of our solution sets are built for portrait and landscape. For the 98-inch 8K, I would have to verify.
Okay, great. Let's see if there's any others.
So we'll reach out to you after the webinar to ensure that it's also supported for the 98-inch 8K.
Yeah, Keanu, we have another one. This person asks, do the ProBravia models support picture-in-picture, and can that be controlled via RS-232 or IP?
So the ProBravia has some picture-in-picture qualities to it, but it's more for built-in apps on the Android display. So for example, you can access YouTube and also an HDMI stream at the same time. So in that scenario, you would still need a second party system, and we can do that pretty well with our BRAVIA digital signage server and then also our TIOS product that we'll talk about in a later session. But currently built in to the ProBravia, we do not have it other than accessing two apps at the same time.
We have a question about the warranty. Are we able to extend the 3-year advanced warranty?
Yes, we are able to extend. The 3-year is included, and the 5-year comes at an additional cost, but it is extendable for 5 years.
And there's a question from Brian. Are there any plans to have Sony branded conferencing bundle as an all-in-one SKU?
There's definitely discussions. We're not prepared to launch the solution quite yet, but we are keeping it in mind, and you will know as soon as we release it.
Okay, we have a question here from Ed. Is there a tuner available in any of the models?
currently on the BZ35F series, there is no tuner, but we are hoping to have an addition to our line with the built-in tuner, but again, not ready to launch or announce. So just stay tuned.
Great. We have another question from Daniel asking if there's a weatherproof case where a 98-inch panel may be used outdoors.
So Sony doesn't manufacture a case, but if you reach out to your account manager, hopefully they can help you find a third-party solution that might work with that specific application, but Sony does not manufacture one.
A question from Greg. Is there full API control over IP as well as 232?
Yes, thank you so much for that question. Actually, yes, on our BRAVIA Knowledge Center, we have a list of 1,000 APIs that you have access to, again, with no login required. We also have RS-232 control enabled as well, and the BRAVIA Knowledge Center describes in depth how you can accomplish that.
Great. Question from James. Can these work with Cisco Spark?
I think I need a little bit more information on what Cisco Spark is, but if it's a video conferencing camera, you can repurpose and use your existing cameras in method 1, as we discussed earlier. So if you recall my previous slide, this is method 1, where you bring your own device.
A question from Glenn. Do the BRAVIAs have wireless screen sharing?
Actually, yes, we support Android and Chromecast sharing to the BRAVIA display that comes built into the product.
We have a question from Larry asking if we can discuss the Pro mode and its advantages.
Sure. So the Pro mode is going to require a little additional in-depth discussion. As I said in my presentation, we are going to have another Tech Tuesday to go in-depth of our Pro settings menu, but it's basically a menu that you can adjust any BRAVIA display configuration, whether that be volume control, HDMI input switching, disabling any features, locking down your settings so that once you install it in a specific space, no settings can be configured unless you go back into the Pro settings menu. So when the device ships to your home, it actually is a normal mode, and then we do have an app that's called Pro Mode Tool that you're able to toggle between normal, Pro Settings mode. Pro Settings mode is where you actually enable options and configure, and then once you start Pro mode, it enables all those functionalities that you already configured in Pro Settings. So again, this would be an in-depth discussion, and we can set up a future Tech Tuesday to discuss this in depth.
Great. And the final question, is there an OPS slot for internal PCs?
On our BRAVIA display, there is no OPS slot.
Thank you. I just want to, again, thank everyone for your time. We wanted to keep these manageable and relatively short, allowing for the brief presentation and Q&A. And I want to thank everyone for these questions. They've been fantastic. There's a couple of others that we will reach out to the requesters directly. What we'd also like is for everyone to please reach out to your individual Sony account managers and provide them with feedback not only on this presentation, but what you'd like to hear about in future presentations. So with that, Kiana, thank you for a great presentation, and thanks to all who attended. This is John Garmendi, and once again, we really, really appreciate your time. Thanks and have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.